this Premier Circuit take place, and I'm excited for this next matchup to start, and I haven't really seen much of these teams play before, so it's going to be really interesting for me to see how these guys play. Obviously, I look after APAC, so all the way from the other end of the world, and we've got some great talent over there, but it is always good to witness some of the American talent that we've got, especially at this level. So I am very, very keen to see how this unfolds, Matt. I'm really excited.
Yeah, and we got to watch a little bit yesterday and seeing kind of both of these teams making their way through. It's going to be an interesting one here. Legends of Six White, Jaden, Mansions, Noel, and Marco going to be taking on Fakes, Fragment, Poison, and Stick of Unreal Nightmare. Loser goes home, winner moves on. These are always the best type of matchups that you love to watch. It's where the best Call of Duty gets played, and we're looking to one of these two teams to potentially make a kind of Cinderella run all the way into Sunday. Bezo obviously not having a lot to take from these two teams as of yet, but heading into this one, anybody that you're really leaning towards?
I definitely couldn't play favourites right now, not until at least I've seen some people play, but having a look at the map pool now, we've got some pretty good pools right there between the Vista hardpoint to start it off and then swinging over to Karachi for Search and Destroy. I'm definitely keen to see if this series stretches the distance. I love Search and Destroy. So I always love seeing a map 5 if we're able to see that distance, but definitely those respawn maps there, a Vista at a high-rise control and a 6-star hardpoint, obviously with those new rotations that have now been added in the new hills. It's going to be interesting to see how those teams do play 6-star now with those changes in, because obviously it's definitely sort of changed a little bit on certain hills and the dominating factors that lead those teams to play certain spawns. But kicking it off on Vista, this is going to be a really competitive matchup, and as you said, losers round matchup, so the loser will go home. A lot of stakes on the line definitely this late into the bracket, and both these teams are going to want to come out firing on map number 1.
Yeah, and me and Zep talked about it all the time, kind of Vista being this tone setter. And, to let you in, I know the chat knows because they've been watching as well as we've been here. This has to be, I think, our 5th Vista hardpoint map 1. It doesn't matter what teams are playing. It doesn't matter what series it is. We're getting a Vista map 1, and I'm excited to get it kicked back off as both of these teams starting to jockey for position here on P1. Going to be a couple kills that do come through for LO6, but it'll be Unreal Nightmare that's able to dip their toes into the point, but just back and forth. We know how mixy this P1 can be, as well as fighting for P2 and kind of that back half of the map for P3 and P4.
Yeah, absolutely. And Poison, what a great start from him, popping 4 off the rip. That's going to be great for Unreal Nightmare to start the map off, but obviously very important. These guys are able to maintain spawns for P2, and you want to set that tone nice and early. P1's going to be very mixy. P2 can be very, very iffy at times as well, but you can see these teams still trying to fight for mid-map position. But right now, Unreal Nightmare trying to take late advantage of that time on P1 before it swings over to this next hill, and Mansions starting to go to work up top as the whole feed lights up white for Legends of Six White. Great little start from them, but you're going to want to hold that momentum here as we start P2.
Oh, Team Nade over the top. Second one for LO6 right now, so for the moment, they'll still hold the hill, but numbers not exactly in their favors. Unreal Nightmare are going to try to hit the pinch through mid. Poison with 1 onto Noel. Follow up there from Stick. 2-for-1 trade down in the hills. Unreal Nightmare bullies their way on in. Still, though, close from the back is Legends of Six, trying to push their way right back into the hill, but it's just trade battles happening, and Unreal Nightmare slightly coming out on top. But Legends of Six using those close spawns, at least for the P2 side, to keep just throwing bodies at this hill, making sure that they keep the lead favorable in their hands, as well as you see Jaden already early rotate there onto P3.
Yeah, that's twice now LO6 have done a late break there, and Jaden hit that rotation nice and early, and now he's put the responsibility down to himself just to make sure that Unreal can't work through the back here, and those stairs through that pillar position is going to be one of those prime spots for them to try and break through. But so far, LO6 doing a decent job, blocking down the players in the back, but here we go. Unreal making their move in. They find the break. Now they've got to try and get control of those front spawns, and Poison going to try and work P1, try and help his teammate out inside of the hill, but pinched in the back, and the trade still coming through for both sides. Very, very mixy. No team with real control of those spawns, and a lot of scrap time going both ways here as Mansions tries to continue going to work out the back, but it looks like Nightmare, no, still getting traded out the back. We're just going 1 for 1. Very, very mixy through the back, and hasn't really been a lot of control here on this point, but Nightmare might have taken a little edge there in those points, and well, P4 gonna be nice and important, even more important, more so, to make sure that you don't have players slip through the back.
67-47 as LO6 gets themselves into the hill. A couple of kills are going to come their way. Mansion's big 2-piece for him to light up the kill feed. 3 for 1 though as Fragment's able to find one, but is he able to hit any more throughout that backside? Just trying to creep along this edge, try not to get taken out. Oh, watch the snakes here, watch the pumps, but his teammates will do the work for him. 4 wipe in the feed from LO6. They clean house in the lead back into their favor. Still 30 seconds left to work with on this hard point, so a lot of opportunity here to be able to get the lead back for Unreal Nightmare though. Do they want to hit this once more? Do they think about the rotations onto P5 constantly though? Right now, LO6, they're just gonna wipe you off of the map. It doesn't matter where you are. And now for Unreal Nightmare, they try to kind of hit the under routes there towards the bridge side. You only have one more player locked in there if you're LO6, so should be new control for the moment. But quick pinches back in from Noel, be able to find a couple of kills there. And just the rotational gunfights that LO6 is able to win right now have been so clean for them, but Stick still fighting on Old, running out of ammo, but it doesn't matter. Renetti will get the job done every time. Unreal Nightmare able to hold for this P5.
Yeah, that was great work there, and unfortunately Mansions on that last hill fell one short of obtaining those streaks, which could have been absolutely massive for LO6 there, but unfortunately it wasn't going to work for him as he got collapsed on. But on that rotation, both teams once again just doing really good. Initially LO6 had those kills, but it's Unreal Nightmare who found majority of the time so far, and we've got the contest coming in late, couple of bodies flying into the point, but those back spawns, Unreal Nightmare still obtaining them, and they're going to have to consider some mid-map control here. As you can see, LO6 spawning up towards those mid-stairs, and they've got the bodies inside of New. But so far in that first rotation, pretty even game on the scoreboard. 10 points the difference, and Stick goes on a 4 spree before falling down to Noel. And well, LO6, they are trying to make this as competitive as possible, Matt, and I think we have a great map 1 on our hands right now.
I mean, 108 to 108. Let's go for a listen-in now. Unreal Nightmares, they try to break in and hold this P1.
Where's that? Front. Need help? I just told. He's front. Job.
Two. I tried to lay down. I got.
You're good. Hey, I'm watch out. Mark. Down you front. Our mid. He's still mid. Still mid right now. I'm a bullet. Spawn behind him. Hurt. Yeah, this you. You play through this guy. Give me a second. I'm here to the back here. Hey, French. Oh, me runs. I push back.
Yo.
Going archers. Guys, reset.
Burger.
Play for this now.
He's Burger right now.
Good job.
Everyone hit through P1. Remember what we talked about, bro?
He's weak. On the left. Cafe right now.
I don't see him.
Yeah. Oh, he's there. I'm watching out.
I stunned him hard.
I'm stunned too. Top burger. One shot top burger. No, there's one shot top burger.
Hitting mid. We gotta hit mid.
He's on.
Mansion's mid. Nice.
One there. Mark him. He ran back burger. Top burger. Time. I'm looking top.
Hurt.
Done. I see.
I'm looking water.
I spawn back burger. I'm gonna need more time. Top burger. Push up. Burger's up. Wait for this guy. He's prone. He's targeting. Don't challenge. I have time.
One shot. Noel.
And Bezo, a lot going on there. Tell me what you heard in the comms of Unreal Nightmares. They've got this game almost back, knotted up.
You know, I'm not sure which player it was, but that was great in-game leadership to hear from one of those players directing his teammates saying, come on guys, we got to hit through P1, remember what we talked about. So it's good to see that even in the mixy state of this game, you've got someone there directing those pushes for the team. And initially it's worked out really well. They found their kills on the rotation. They found a lot of that scrap time. They've given themselves a 6-point lead before P3 pops. But now you can see those spawns coming through. They've got a couple of splits. It's going to be LO6 with control. So far, Noel trying to hold down that hill, but he's going to be pressured very quickly. But it's good to hear in the comms, not too chaotic. There's still a bit of direction there between those guys. And, well, very, very close in the scoreline. They've got to keep that up towards the end of this match to try and take that win.
I mean, and just nodded here. 156, 151, still Unreal Nightmare willing to throw bodies at this hill. They've got a 3 dead in the feed. Marco, the only one. Where is he? Polo, he's behind the bar. Can he find the kills? Oh my god! Marco, the only thing that's gonna stop him is a Simtex, but Jaden right back into the hill for at least a little bit of time. Mansions will find the follow-up, and Legends of Six will at least hold that little bit of scrap time, but the more importantly, rotation onto P4 has been won for Unreal Nightmare. This is their chance. They have to find the early break on in, try to lock down some of this hill time, and try to get this lead back in their favor, but still, a lot of time to work with, a lot of ball left to be played here as these teams still only seconds separating them. Fragments does get taken out. A team kill thrown in there for Unreal Nightmare means 2 dead. Marco finds 1 there. Jaden tries to find a round into the hill. Poison gets taken out. And Legends of Six have done enough, at least for the moment, to get control of this P4.
I think the big difference between these teams so far is that LO6 have looked like that team have been very dominant on rotations, but Unreal Nightmare's breaking and their holds have looked very, very good for the most part of this game. And despite that 20-point difference on the scoreboard, it doesn't really reflect that sort of difference between these two teams. But LO6, even with that, are doing a very good job trying to hold on. Jaden falling 1 kill off of that streak as well. So no player yet to find streaks in this map number 1. That's how contested this has been so far. But here's Unreal Nightmare locking down the bridge hill so far. They're going to have a 2-on-4 here as LO6 collapse on in, and they're going to have to try and work this out very quickly. You still got 2.5 minutes on the time as well. But Unreal Nightmare, they've got to fight back from this differential right now. It's getting close to the end of the game, Matt.
Sliding in from Fakes, tries to find the kill, but not going to be able to be there. Unreal Nightmare still finds the trade battles to go their way, at least into the hill. 24 seconds to work with. Could get them very close to a tied game, potentially even the lead here if they can chain it onto this P1. Does look like both teams should be able to get the job done here as well as we head in. 3rd set of rotations. Marco lighting up the kill feed here, even taking out his teammate there. Mansions and Poison kicked 1 out themselves, and Unreal Nightmare now a little bit on the back foot here heading into this P1. LO6 does have the bodies there to deal with this. Mansions already with 2 now in this new hill as Legends of Six start to build this lead. 2:16 and counting, edging ever so closely to the 250 mark. Marco gonna pop another 2-piece. The man, the myth, the legend. 34 and 25 to his name as Legends of Six now starting to fly towards the 250. Fakes over the top though onto Jaden, going to be able to find it, but can they find the hill? Marco still fighting, still going off. Noel able to find the kills as well. He's able to light the kill feed up for 2. You've got 1 more man to deal with. Stick able to deal with 1, but no more than that. Only 6 seconds left to win, but Fragments now into the hill himself. What can he do? Finds the first one. 3 dead in the feed. You know exactly where Noel is, but he's gonna throw his body back into this hill. 199, but not enough. Here comes Legends of Six. Only 3 seconds needed, but the trade's back from Fakes, and it's 2 back and forth. Now on to a P1. Marco, here he stands alone, but his teammates find the kills, and Marco leading his team all the way to victory. Legends of Six able to squeak out a map 1 win.
What an unreal map 1 we just witnessed, and how was that from Marco at the end of the game, finishing 37 and 26, putting up 6.5k if you don't mind. But what an unreal map for map number 1 to start it off. I mean, there were some great plays at the end between a lot of those players on LO6, and I think Nightmare's sort of undoing there was that rotation, and they just could not find that break on P1. No matter what they did, they just could not get anything going, and that's the tone LO6 are going to set for this losers matchup, and that is exactly what we want to see going into Karachi.
Yeah, and I mean, such a fast-paced map. We talked about it being the tone setter into this S&D, but now for Unreal Nightmare, you had a lot of good moments.
Drop a map 1, you need to be taking that map number 2. You can't put yourself in the position on control, especially on high rise, to go down 2-0 in a series of a best of 5 and then try and work your way back 2 respawns in a row to get to that map 5. So I think if you're Unreal, you have to be very, very cautious in your teamwork, in your communications. And obviously on the flip side, if you're LO6, you've got that momentum, you've got that adrenaline getting that map 1 secured, but you have to try and keep things in wrap. You don't want to get too frantic or too chaotic. You got to make sure that you're getting control of those first bloods, and well, we're going to see here as we load into Karachi now for our map number 2. But Matt, how do you think LO6 are going to cope here with that momentum from map 1?
I mean, we talked about it just a second ago. Tone setter, Vista, they played amazing hardpoint, especially leading into that P1. You talked about it being almost unbreakable for them. And it was just that moment in the game where it was either make a stand or the comebacks end, and they make a stand there on that P1. I think it gives you everything you need, the wind in the sails. And look at the play. They're playing like it already. Fast hit towards the A site here, trying to throw Unreal Nightmare off their game, but Stick able for the chow, ready, gets that first blood onto Noel. Now Fakes finds 1, finds 2. Fakes absolutely going nuclear here in round 1. And now Mansion's all left on to his lonesome here, 1v4. He's done the first job, he's found the first, but there is a tall, tall mountain to climb.
Yeah, that was a great first blood from Stick there. That was virtually a 3-on-1 as he was going into that site there to get red control. But obviously, what a great effort there from Fakes to find those 2 kills. And now Mansions has a mission upon himself to try and find that bomb. And 3 players with 30 seconds left. It's not looking like it's going to be a great time for him here, and they've obviously just spotted him, and they'll find that last kill there. So good round to start map number 2 there for Unreal through those 2 players. Stick finding that last kill as well, but that is the sort of tone you want to set there for that first round on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I like the play from LO6 to kind of change things up a little bit. You know, they throw it right towards the A site, fast, quick, ready to go. But Stick, you know, he's ready, he's able, he makes the chow, he gets the kills. And I mean, 2 for him in the round, 2 for Fakes as well there in that top fire area to be able to find that mid-round and really just kind of lock that down. Then you get a 1v4, there's nothing that you can do. And Unreal Nightmare looking to do the same exact strategy that was just done to them. Quick onto the A site. It might go a little bit better, but the nade from Jaden able to find the kill. And now Jaden sliding around. Can he find any more here in this red area? Oh, he might have spotted him. He might have got the timing. He's just sliding around, finds the kill, and now all on to Poison. 1v4 LO6. They say, you're not stealing our strategy. We know that one, boys. Tie it up 1 apiece.
Again, that first blood going into red, it's already proven to be a problem here for both teams. That was a great nade thrown onto Stick, and unfortunately, they lose those bodies very early in that round, and another 1v3 to a 1v4 situation there at the end. So maybe these teams will start figuring out a different strategy, maybe going over towards the A site, maybe just trying to work that pick a little bit better if you're the offensive team. But interesting to see both teams stacking a lot of bodies over to A nice and early. They're going to try and make sure that they're not going to be too one-dimensional on this map, because usually we do see B sort of be that favorite bomb site, and now we're going to see that on this offense through LO6. So they're going to get early information here, and the communication from Nightmare, they're obviously going to try and make sure they keep track of where these players are as the smoke comes through and the first blood through Noel on the Fakes. Traded out immediately from Poison, and they've got site control now, so we'll see what they can do with it here, but Stick finding another kill.
Oh, the nade from Noel. Absolute precision. Marco finds 2, and all of a sudden, LO6 tear the round wide open. I mean, the nade from Noel over the top side, perfectly placed, and then the turn and burn from the Italian Stallion. I mean, Bezo, LO6, they lose that first round, but all of a sudden just starting to garner the momentum back in their favor. And now trying to look to take a dominant lead here back on the defensive side. It's going to be up to Unreal Nightmare. What do they do with it here? You talked about not being too one-dimensional in the gameplays. Keep the guessing game going. Do they go back A or do they go back B? Looks like a hit towards the A site, at least with the bomb, but pressure up through the mid area.
Yeah, and there's First Blood already through the middle of the map, so they're going to put pressure through the middle just to try and steer away the attention. What a shot from Poison, taking out Noel there after losing a teammate, but Jaden pushing the pace. He gets punished straight away, and now the numbers advantage to Unreal as Marco gets spotted, and the pistol comes out, and he's got himself a 1v3 with Bomb going down at A. Not a great position from him, but halfway to streaks. Is he going to opt to try and play some kills here? Maybe work towards that cruise missile, but he's going to get heard and taken out in the back. So another round going to Unreal Nightmare, tying it up 2-2. Very interesting to see that they decide to put more bodies through the middle of the map instead of steering it over to a bomb site in particular, and that definitely worked in their favor there.
I mean, and you just talked about it not being a one-dimensional type of player, making sure that you keep things mixy and you kind of keep the guessing game going. And I really like what Unreal Nightmare is kind of doing with the offensive side here, especially on Karachi, where it's kind of a bigger map than it looks at a first sight, right? There's a lot of different angles where you can kind of attack these bomb sites from, and especially with the kind of vertical aspect of top third and going up top fire, there's a lot of options you could do. And I love how Unreal Nightmare has taken advantage of that here early. It's kept this thing close, but now back on the defensive side, trying to counter what looks to be a fast B hit out of the side of LO6. Stuns and nades over the top. No one really able to just throw a chow out. Couple of shoulders, couple of hit markers, but Marco, leave it to him to find it. First blood in the back pocket of LO6. Still a lot of time to work with here in this round, but LO6 is going on the hunt. The smoke chow, though, gets a little awkward. Marco's going to have to back out. Meanwhile, two of his teammates have been taken out. Now Jaden back onto it. Marco, though, has the sense that one's here. Beautiful read in the 2v3. Now into the 1v1. Jaden versus Fragments.
What an unreal retake there of the side. I mean, I thought for a second LO6, I think it was Poison up top. He was absolutely pinned, and just like that, the bodies drop. Fragments right in position. Maybe he can catch the planter here as he runs underneath him, and Fragments whipping a few shots. Luckily, the pistol comes out. He's going to shake his head and say, "You're not going to get that on me." He's going to get that defuse off with plenty of time. But wow, for a second there, it looked like Unreal Nightmare were in trouble with that B site, but they somehow manage to maintain it and they win the round.
Wow. 3-2. Now here for Unreal Nightmare. Kind of a big comeback and change in momentum for them as well. I mean, even going back to that first hard point, I mean, Bez, how many times was it just back and forth, almost neck and neck the entire way through? And, you know, something that we've been accustomed to, at least watching these two teams for 1.5 maps, and already getting a little bit of it here. And, you know, be keen to see Legends of Six kind of put one right back on the board to tie things up. But Unreal Nightmare, they love this A bomb site and showing some pressure towards top third just to kind of get them looking. But Jaden now on to stick to at least find the first blood, give you the numbers advantage in the round. And Unreal Nightmare are going to have to decide what they want to do with this, as well as Jaden has found the bomb carrier. That is bomb dropped in an awkward position if you're Unreal Nightmare.
Yeah, and I think Jaden, I'm not sure if he spotted the bomb down there or not, but that communication could be huge, but it's not going to matter anyway. They find 2 kills through mid and B, and now Fragments all on his own. He's going to get picked top fire as well. So a good response round there out of LO6. I think it was Jaden who got that first blood down bottom red, and that's super important there for the squad. They get the bomb down nice and early. And obviously, you could see through Unreal, they tried to work the B side as well. There wasn't too much pressure to go with the bomb carrier over to the A side, and they definitely didn't clear down low, and that sort of cost him as he got shot in the back. So maybe a lack of communication there through Unreal Nightmare. either way, round count's going to tie out at 3-all, and we're going to see what LO6 decide to do now on their offense. As you can see, it's going to be a 2-on-2 over here at the A side.
Oh, and the timing for Stick is absolutely god-awful. He misses 2 going right by him into at least this church cut area. But the good thing for Stick is he hasn't been quite spotted either. Noel, a little bit of a read, just checking the red, but I don't think that they know that Stick has kind of tucked himself away into this corner. Maybe able to make a position, but the timing for Stick might not work out again. He finds 1, finds 2! Mansion's able to trade him back out, but damage has been done. Legends of 6. Now into the 2v3. You do have the bomb in hand, but now dropped steadily onto the ground as Poison takes out Mansions on the wrap. Jaden has been spotted, the info given. He is a little bit sneaky, but Poison, he has the read onto him, coming exactly where he has went. But look at this, just the reads out of Poison. Unreal Nightmare, right back into the lead.
Yeah, it was great position there from Stick inside of bottom red, and he ended up finding both those kills, so super important for him to just play his life. And I think it was Fakes who was sitting back Diner as well, who was feeding him all the information, which allowed him to find those 2 kills. Super important out of Unreal Nightmare to be able to take rounds like that. But they've got to continue on here now as they switch back over to offense. We'll see if they decide to put some more pressure through the middle of the map. It worked for them early in this search and destroy. They haven't really steered back towards that strategy. I'm not sure if they're too cautious about maybe a bit of mid pressure, but 3 players going over to the B side. You've got 1 guy slowly watching over the mid, but nothing just yet. Trying to use their util, seeing if they could work something here, but that smoke is going to be super important as they take out that trophy. We'll see if they're able to work that side.
Shots in early, but Mansion's able to find 2, and he just absolutely shuts everything down. Noel finds the follow-up onto Stick. Bomb dropped, 1v4 for Fragments. Next man up, Noel is dealt with, so still 1v3 situation. Maybe trying to give a little bit of a fake sound cue there. I like the play here, but there's still a lot of work to do. This is a big order to put into the kitchen. We'll have to see what Fragments is able to cook up. Goes around the back. Might have spotted Mansions. Could pick onto him, but top third from Marco. Fragments is just running out of time. It's the only thing that's really killing him now. 22 seconds left, but he's moving here, Bezo. I mean, he is all around, but Jaden's got the read, and that'll be the round. Legends of 6. Nothing's up at 4 apiece, and I mean, Bez, it feels like a round 11 type of game.
Yeah, it definitely does, and that info, I think they knew Bomb was down there again, so their setup's obviously going to be orientated around just defending where that bomb is. So, I mean, had he have gone down at the last point there, Jaden, he still would have had Marco on third, and I believe Marco would have been able to buy some time, but we are definitely, I think we're almost guaranteed around 11, and I'll see if we've just cast a curse at that. It is very real. I've seen it happen before, but yeah, important defensive round here for Nightmare, and on the flip side, LO6, huge offense ahead here. We'll see what happens. First blood already going to Fragments, taking Noel out nice and early. That's going to slow down the offensive push here. They've got mid-map control as well. LO6, if they could find an early kill here, they give themselves a real good shot of winning this round, but they've got a lot of positions to clear here. And the smoke, not sure which sides use that, but we're going to have some movement here, and Mansions trying to maintain top control. Poison catches him out in the pack, and there's another one. So, Jaden, 1v4. We'll see what you can do in 45 seconds.
Hey, some people say you can do a lot in 45 seconds, but Jaden, a lot to do with the 1v4. Players all over the mid area as well as bomb being dropped. I mean, this is an almost impossible situation. He spots Stick, but the trigger discipline is good. He's got to just wait this out, try to isolate one of these gunfights. Oh, and he just doesn't catch Fragments in the corner. That'll be the kill, and Unreal Nightmare. Up 5-4, now on to Legends of 6 to put one more back on the board and try to get us to around 11.
I think their only saving grace is that they've got a defense next, and you should, most of the time in most maps, be winning your defensive rounds. But I think Unreal Nightmare, they've played some incredible offense in this map number 2. It just depends on where they decide to go in this round. but communication is going to be huge for LO6 here. You don't want to give up that first blood. You need to make sure you've got mid-map pressure one way or another because it's so easy to be able to work to either side. Marco already getting tagged up early. Some shots coming through from P1 and Poison's going to slip through the gap. He's absolutely on here. He might be able to work the back of B. We'll see if they're able to pick it up. But Poison, he has made the play. And this is great to see from Unreal Nightmare nice and early into this round. Wow.
Oh! And it absolutely goes the other way for him. He sneaks all the way through the back. He's able to find the first shots, but he immediately in a tradable position, able to find, and meanwhile, kills going around all along the map. Noel and Stick, everybody just fighting in the church area. Fragment's gonna come out on top of all of that, but the problem is now 1v2. He does have the bomb in hand, but I think Marco's got the edge on him. I think he spotted him here. Gonna try to make the wrap. Fragment's underneath red. Still has to get this bomb planted. Should be LO6's round and is. Well, no Caster's Curse here. Round 11. It's on the cards and it's here.
Man, that was so unlucky out of Poison. He made the play. He got through. He got shots onto that player up top. I believe it was Noel, but just he got round the corner. He lost his life trying to get some cover in top fire. Either way, now we get ourselves a round 11 and it's going to be LO6 who get the offensive side. So here we go. We're going to kick this off. We'll see where they decide to take this. Are they going to play this passive? Are they going to get aggressive? It's going to be a 4-on-3 towards this B mid-side. It looks like all 4 players are going to go towards B. So Fragment's very, very important that he stays alive here and he gives Poison as much information as possible. They need to make sure they maintain third control through LO6. If they can find a pick from there, it's more than likely a guaranteed site take for the offensive side, but you can see Noel hanging back. They've already taken top green control here. Mansion's in great position. The smoke's going to be used as well. We'll see what happens. Jaden finds himself first blood. Oh my. Are they going to get the momentum off of this map? They're going to get the bomb down as well.
Oh, they find another kill as well. Mansions onto Fragments. Round almost surely in the back pocket now. It'd have to be an unreal comeback here from Fakes and Stick. But can they do it? 2 chows out. Fakes is just going to throw a nade over the top. No. He goes down. Stick the last man up. The last man to fall. And Legends of 6 clutch up round 11. Down 5-4. They bring it back 2 rounds in a row. And after an amazing first hardpoint showing, they find themselves now up 2-0 in the series.
Wow, it was Jaden getting that first pick. I believe it was underneath that scaffold. He found that player lurking. And what a great opening to that round 11. That gave them all site control. And they were able to get that bomb down. And they just found kill after kill after kill. And that is exactly what you want to see out of an offensive side. But how good is that for a first 2 maps of the series? Less than 50 points difference between map 1. We get a round 11 for Search and Destroy map 2. I mean, high-rise control is looking great here for LO6, especially with how close this series is. But now the task is upon Unreal Nightmare to pull off the reverse sweep in the series to stay alive. What a task ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, reverse sweep needed just to stay in the tournament, but for LO6, it's like you said, 2 very, very close maps, tightly contested all the way down to the wire, and it's just 2 situations. And ladies and gentlemen, these players are excited to get back into it. We are too, the Mapman and Bezo. We have what could be a definitive map 3 here between LO6 White and Unreal Nightmare. Hey, Unreal Nightmare's back's against the wall right now, and they're going to need the comeback here. It's been a close contested series, 250 to 201, round 11, Karachi S&D. But so far, LO6 able to ice up in every single situation, and right now at a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and high-rise control, it's definitely a very, very iffy map for either side. There's no real favourite side at times, especially when you've got a team holding down a spawn trap. But we're going to go right into the map, and it's going to be LO6 who are going to start on the defensive side. So if you're Unreal Nightmare, you're going to want to set the tone nice and early on offense. And they're going to put some pressure straight onto B off the rip here. They've got some numbers around the site to start it off. And LO6, I mean, they have looked incredibly good even in this very close contested series, and their expectation now is to close this series out as soon as possible and stop the chance of it going any further in the series in this losers matchup. But yeah, as you said, the pressure, all the pressure in the world on Unreal Nightmare, and they've got to get it done here on Hi-Rise.
Already early into this one, 55 seconds left on the clock. It's been good from LO6 so far to just keep Unreal Nightmare off the point, but the kills slightly back and forth as we head over this. Marco's going to be able to pop 2, Jaden pops 3, and that's the moment that LO6 needed to be able to push this map up, start to get a little bit of control, but Stick still playing around here in the bottom pipes area. Noel takes 1, takes 2, takes 3! All 3, the hat trick. He might get a 4th here. Fragments will shut him down, but not before the damage surely done for LO6. No ticks on the board right now for Unreal Nightmare, and all of a sudden, when they had a chance, it's seemingly slipping away, but now a couple of kills, exploding kill as well, but Marco still gonna be here. Mansions as well to clean up this site. Now on to the B site, 20 seconds left, stuns and nades on in. Fragments gets 1, not the second quite yet. Pressure from around the B street side starting to amount in with the pistol. Jaden gonna get taken down, not the second tick quite, but now 3 dead in the feed. Could be B on the way to being done.
Fragments, what a huge 3-piece out of him. He's gone for 5 in a row. They've got B captured. Now their focus over towards A. From the depths of nothing, they pull together a capture on B, which is awesome to see. Fragments loses that streak potential there, but he's got the numbers on A. Some shots there from Fakes, couple miss, but he finds the kill. They get a couple more. Now the 3rd tick on its way, but Mansion's holding on. Now they can try and grab position, maybe through helicopter if they can. Mansion's just starting to go unreal. But 8 versus 6 here in the live count. It's going to be Unreal with that advantage. What are they going to make of it here? Matt, what are they going to be able to do?
Oh, Jaden and Marco able to find 2. It evens the lives right back up at 6 apiece. Already 5 ticks in. It's a successful offensive round, but you'd love to get this score. Marco, around this top heli, trying to find a kill. Poison might walk right into his crosshairs, but neither of these players see each other yet. Finally spotting Poison will get the shots in. Marco out with his life. He is out across the map. Now the shots start to come through. Jaden Mansions once again, but Poison for right back in. And now it's an S&D 4v4, 26 seconds left on the clock. Legends of 6 have to find a way to hold this stand. Poison onto Noel, gives them the 1-man advantage. Jaden here still playing around, still looking for players, but Poison's gonna find another. He's running amok right now. Mansions finally takes 1 more out to even it up, but they're on the site. They need to go quickly. Stick just trying to run around to find one of these players, but he's weak. Mansions now on the hill, 2v1, but Unreal Nightmare able to take it away in the back and forth action. Legends of 6 so close to getting it done, but it's Fakes who gets his way in through the spawn and is able to find those kills. Bezo, what a round 1. And you talk about ice in the veins. Unreal Nightmare knows the situation. They know it's do or die time. And oh my, what a series, what a map.
That was great work from Poison and Fakes there. From that 4v4 to be able to find those 2 kills, bottom, middle, really opened up the front for those players to get inside of the point and steer that attention away for LO6. Absolutely great teamwork there, and it's going to be Poison starting this round on a 4 spree, so we know the importance of trying to obtain that cruise missile if they're going to be able to do it. But you can see that early offense already over towards the A side. It's going to be a 3 down, nice and early. Last player up, Poison. He's on those streaks, so he's going to have to try and find this last kill. Now 13 and 6 on the scorecard, but this A site very, very close to being captured. They've done a great job, and it looks like the contest is going to come in late, but too late at this point. They're going to secure it. Marco finding himself 3 as well. Both sides popping off. Here we go through Marco. Can he get number 6 for the streak? He's right there. But that is a great start to the round for LO6.
I mean, you capture the harder of the two sites almost right off the bat. I mean, 3 stacked on the point early. Now Marco's got the streak in the back pocket, and all of a sudden for Unreal Nightmare, you're on the back foot here. They've started capturing the B side as well. You get a couple of kills to go your way over there, but Marco's now started to run amok in your spawn as well as a 3 dead. Make it a 4 wipe in the feed. That might be the round. Done, signed, delivered. All of these players are going to have to go through Marco before they can even make it out of B windows. Marco's going to line them up. 2-piece for him as he continues this streak. 14 and 5, 9 streak for him. His teammates cleaning the B point up, and we are tied 1 apiece. Double offensive rounds to kick off a high rise. And I'm getting hype over here. I'm getting excited.
Oh my, Marco, what a round. I mean, we spoke about Poison starting that round on a streak, but Marco quickly humbled him. He went on a 9 spree to end the round, and what a great effort out of LO6 just to get that offense done nice and prompt. I think they only lost 5 lives as well. So if we're talking tick to life ratio, LO6 well out in front right now. That is like a great responsive round on offense to take if you're LO6. That's going to really put some doubt in the mind of Unreal Nightmare, especially going into this next side. But you definitely want to see more from Stick here. Not the greatest effort out of him so far. 5 and 14. You really need him to pick up if you're going to have a chance here. And they're going to put some early bodies over towards A. But LO6, they've got some numbers here as well. What are they going to do with it here as Fakes tries to work the outer side of Blue, but he gets taken down. But a 3 down here for Unreal. Maybe there's a chance.
Oh, Marco could have had the play, but read by Fragments. Now Stick onto Jaden. And I mean, the offenses from these two teams has just been almost absolutely unstoppable. The cruise missile to come in. Marco says, hey man, I got one too. Let's see if I can do it better. Cruise missile in, not gonna hit anything, but it stops the pressure for both teams for now. Double cruise missile. Jaden's tossing out body shots. This is going to absolute chaos here on the map. We knew that High Rise was going to be a bit unpredictable, but who could have predicted this? Now onto the B site. Marco's willing to throw a body in there. Double nade. It even takes out a teammate, though. Fragments back onto the A site. He's taken down. And Bezo, I'm going to lose my voice before we're even out of this High Rise.
I mean, there's so much going on the map right now, but LO6, they're finding the kills now. They're going to get ready to push up to get that spawn trap in. Now Unreal Nightmare on the back foot. They're not going to be able to get out of this setup if they start taking solo Chells the way they're doing. They're going to need to slow it down just a little bit, try and regain and get some control, but Marco is taking over the map right now. You can't stop this man. He is going ballistic on the stage, and he is really starting to take the momentum away from Unreal Nightmare. There is nothing they can do. Every time they find a kill, they're getting traded immediately, and this is the tone-setting round that they need. And here's Nightmare finding a few kills. Now they can work out of the spawn.
I was about to say, hold on, 15.8 seconds left, but you have double pressure here onto this site. Fragments is going to be able to take a couple of kills with them there. Now it's double. The third coming through. They're on the A side as well. Noel tries to find it, finds the A side kill. He's running into the wrong neighborhood, though. Couple of kills on there. Poison able to take out Noel. Mansions is on to the side. B is done. A minute on the clock. 8 lives for Unreal Nightmare. 12 for LO6. Close, tight, contested. Look at Fragments, though, doing what he does best, getting into the spawn, trying to play around through the backside here. He's going to be able to find that first kill onto Jaden. Marco, though, does deal with him quickly, so that's at least the guy out of your spawn, but still, a lot of work to be done. Trades happening. Marco's going to be able to have it, but it's still 2 for 2. Unreal Nightmare, though, they can't afford to play the trade game right now. Only 5 lives remaining. Mansion's going to have a huge kill onto Poison, but Fragments right back onto him for playing 6. 32 seconds left.
1 kill away from those streaks as well. I mean, even if you lose this round, just that streak would have been huge to take, but it's still doable. 3v6, they're going to jump the point. They're going to put the pressure straight on LO6. It's going to be Stick putting that contest in. They're finding a kill. Marco swinging around. He gets taken out by Stick as well, and Jaden finding that kill. 1v4. Wow. They get the round done. It was mixy towards the end, but LO6 hold on. That tick, that third tick, halfway to being captured, but they are getting nice and icy towards the end of this map 3. Now 1 round away from getting the 3-0 in the series. This is getting extremely close, but Unreal Nightmare, what can they do on their defense? Can they turn this map around? Can they force a round 5? We've seen these maps go to the distance so far from map 1 to 2. Now the pressure, all the pressure in the world is on them. And Stick and Fakes, they need to have a huge round here to try and get their team back into the game.
Early Marco, who else? First blood here in the round opens things up. Oh my god! 4-piece in the feed almost immediately. They triple hop the B point. Pressure is going. Already 2 ticks through. No one here from Unreal Nightmare should be able to contest this. That is not the start that you wanted to have. 2 minutes on the clock. You're up 29 to 25. You're still continuing to find kills. The pressure coming through. Maybe finally out of your spawn, but that's not the guy that you want to be hanging around. Marco, the Italian stallion himself. You're playing Marco Polo. You don't know where he is. You finally get him out of your spawn, but it allows Legends of 6 to push up, get these hyped out vantage positions, try to work this site, but still a lot of time to work with and a slight life advantage.
It is very rare you see a B tick captured without losing a life. I've not seen that probably this year. So that is an incredible effort out of LO6 to get that done that early without losing a life. Now they're going to try and figure out how they're going to approach this A site because, well, you had those kills early and Unreal Nightmare, they've responded back. They've almost leveled out the live count. Now they have 19 versus 19 with a minute 20. I mean, you could try and just burn through the clock at this point. Even if you don't get the kills, you just want to waste as much time as possible. But Marco, he's been the man for LO6 in this map 3. He's had an incredible effort. Mansions and Noel have definitely been in the mix as well, but there's some kills coming through for Unreal. That's what you need to see. Fakes and Stick still yet to find a kill this round. They really, really need to try and pick up here if they're going to stop LO6 from winning this series. And there's Fragment finding himself too.
Well, and here's the thing as well, though, for Unreal Nightmare, I mean, you had such a good offensive showing. You got the 6 ticks through on the first one. You get 5 ticks on your second round. Now for LO6, you're playing a game where all of a sudden you got the B site right off the bat, but now you're thinking if we don't get a tick on A, we're going to be on offense once again. The spawn trap starting to be locked in from Unreal Nightmare, just relentlessly throwing bodies, 16 to 7. Even now, just not able to get out of your spawn if you're LO6 Poison. Gonna hop right back in. Oh, he's just got him sitting ducks here. Oh, only able to find one, but still the damage done. It makes you wait. It holds you up. You're not able to leave your spawn. You only got 6 lives. You've only got 6 seconds. There is no possible way they should be able to take this round. Noel is on to the point. He does get taken out quickly, though, and Stick cleans house there on the A site. We are going to a round number 5.
And my apologies as well. They definitely did get kills that round. It was just that lovely scoreboard glitch that we get in CODcaster. Us casters get cursed every single year with some form of a bug. But full credit to those guys. They definitely got kills in that round, so I do take that back. But we find ourselves in a round 5 here. And yeah, what a great effort out of Nightmare to hold on. They kept it to 3 ticks. We'll see how that fares for him here. I believe that might actually help him here. Yeah, and they're going to get defense as well. So if there's a positive to take out of that round, you get to play double defense going into this last round. And this is super important here. They need to be able to defend that B site better than they did the last time around. But we'll see. They're going to switch it up on their offense here, LO6. It looks like they're going to put some early pressure onto A. And some kills coming through, some propanes going ballistic, blowing up everywhere. But so far, first tick almost captured here. You've got Poison trying to work the route with 34 kills to his name. Oh, what a great effort out of him. Finding almost 3 on Jaden. But straight away, the B tick now being worked on as well.
Yeah, and I mean, just trying to throw some bodies. I think they're just trying to play the gunny advantage a little bit here, and you can see it, 27 to 23. They're fine to play a couple of kills and start dwindling that life advantage to their favor. Jaden finds the first. Oh, he's nasty with the Renetti. Finds the second. Fakes is still here fighting on the B site, but all on his lonesome. Not a lot he's going to be able to do. Stick's going to be running into irons here. It's another 3 dead in the feed, and that life advantage that I talked about, 25 to 17 already. You're capturing both of these zones. LO6 LO6 absolutely going nuclear now. That B zone should be done and dusted with. You get a couple of players out of your spawn, but now for Legends of Six, you can play the trade battles here. You've got 2 minutes to just milk this life advantage that you have. Keep playing together, keep funneling them out of your spawn, and if Marco keeps doing that, there's gonna be nothing that Unreal Nightmare can do.
Nah, this is getting really, really close now, and LO6 have now taken the edge. That streak's going to come through. It's not going to find any kills, but straight on to the objective. You've got Marco on a 5, possibly about to find another streak, but the utility being used on him is going to slow him into the corner. Poison's going to find his 36th, and 11 plays 18. It's getting right down to the wire here for Unreal, and they've got to find a way to find this next minute 30 in a passive style of gameplay. They've got to hold on in terms of time because they're not going to be able to do it on the live count. Sui from Poison straight off the map. Now 7 versus 16. This is not looking good for Unreal. LO6 might get it done here in this next minute.
It's exactly what I mentioned. Just play the life advantage. Keep playing your trades. You got all the time in the world. Only a minute knocked off that clock, and you can see what they've done in it. 11 playing 5. Stick, though, is moving right now up over the top of Green Fence, just trying to be a nuisance. You have to be careful not to get spawn trapped here, but again, you play the trades, you'll be fine. 3 playing 11. Fake stakes out Noel, but I mean, all for naught. No respawns remaining. Still 43 seconds for LO6 to just go on the hunt. You really think you avoid a big 4 down here and you should be all right. But Fakes is able to find the first one there. He's got an interesting chow here on the Mansions. Now that clock's starting to become a factor a little bit, kind of forces these players to angles you'll know about. Jaden's able to take out Fragments. It's 2v7, now 1v7. That would be the kill that did it. Poison's gonna drop 41, maybe even a few more before this thing is over, but nothing that they can do. LO6, it was close. It was really down to the wire in every map and mode, but LO6 just ice in the veins.
Full credit to Unreal there. They really tried to stretch that as far as they could in that last round. What an effort out of Poison to finish on 40 plus with 7.3k to go to his name as well. Unreal from the guys on LO6 as well. You can't take credit away from them. They had an incredible series to get it done 3-0. But Unreal Nightmare, it's so tough for them to be able to lose in a best of 5 the way they did. Every map stretched the distance.
Yeah, I mean, every map was going right down to it. 250 to 201, round 11, round 5, everything coming down to the wire. But, I mean, it just all came down to the individual playmaking ability, I think, from the side of LO6 and the way they were just able to ice up at any scenario. You had players like Marco going off time and time again, never seemingly able to be shut down. And Bezo, we've got him here on the interview, Mr. Marco, the Stallion, unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable on the map, man. Tell me just what was happening, because it just looked like the MCW in your hands. You could do no wrong.
Yeah, no. Is my mic muted? I can't even hear myself. But the MCW is broken with this forward headshot multiplier shit, so I've been just using it.
I mean, it looks like it feels good, man. I mean, talk to me about it. You guys had 3 maps, almost everyone going down to the wire, 250, 201, 65, 32. How are you guys just able to ice up every single time?
I think it's from experience and just watching VOD and stuff. I mean, those guys were absolutely passionate players, so I don't know. They were giving it their all.
I mean, it came right down to the wire. I know Bezo's probably got a couple of questions for you here. Bezo, talking to the man right now.
Yeah, Marco, good to meet you. And obviously you guys incredibly played throughout the 3 maps. I mean, you guys were definitely sort of getting in their heads, I believe, with those body shots as well between those 3 maps.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about, you know, what you guys were trying to sort of do. Were you trying to play a mental game against those guys and sort of check them out in some of those situations? Was that your sort of goal there?
I mean, yeah, and just to be a little bit toxic because they weren't the best. But yeah, I guess I don't really yell as much. My teammates, they yell, and they think it gets in their mental. So I guess they enjoy doing that.
It was good to see, man, and obviously you guys had a lot of close maps, and we talk about clutch and ice between you guys. You know, who sort of directs your team in those situations? You know, in a round 11 situation, or when the lives are low in the control, who's that guy that steps up for you guys in that communication department? Who leads the troops there?
That'd be me. Mansions tries, but he doesn't really know what he's doing sometimes, so I have to take over and tell him what to do.
What about this?
No, it's very
This guy's
good.
a fire though. This is Jaden.
Yeah, no, Jaden was playing incredible. All four of you guys had an awesome series, and good luck to you guys for the rest of your run through the bracket, and I hope we get to cast you guys again very soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
Hey, what a nice guy there in Marco.
Yeah.
Hey, a demon on the map, but hey, a nice guy in real life, man. He's coming out here trying to shoot a couple bodies, and look, man, I gotta be honest. Even though it was a close map, a 3-0 is a 3-0 at the end of the day. Just